Hello, and we are back. The sun live in real time. Welcome to this live stream. Glad to have you all here. We are monitoring space weather once again. Things are getting intense. Things are getting crazy. Can't wait to tell all of you about everything I've been researching as far as the Aurora, Northern Borealis, possibly coming back very soon. So we're monitoring the sun in real time and some exciting stuff. Exciting stuff to share with all of you. I have been nonstop looking at Space Weather Prediction Center and NOAA and OAA. A lot of intense activity going on with solar maximum right now, guys, and it's possible. All the reports that I'm seeing, we might have another Aurora Borealis, another strong one very soon. The same sun region, the sunspot that caused the Aurora Borealis is officially back. And it's been renamed. And let me point to it right now. It's this one right here. Let me zoom in. So this is the same sunspot. Now you see it has diminished in strength a little bit, but this is the same area, sun group, sunspot AR3664 that caused the northern lights, that caused the Aurora Borealis. And there's a lot of talk about this right now. It is no longer AR3664, it's been renamed, and it's AR3697 now. Try to autofocus a bit here. Welcome, everyone. Make sure you hit the like if you're loving this. I've got some awesome reports to give you regarding this intense sun activity and what space weather prediction is saying regarding potential aurora comeback. Not just your average aurora, obviously, but the same thing that we saw 2 weeks ago. Show you guys what I'm looking at. Trying to get my sun to focus again better there. And in the meantime, show you guys a bit of what I'm looking at here with these reports with space weather. It's insane, guys. There we go. I'm trying to get my sun back in there. There we go. The sun's looking better now. Okay. So if you notice the sun group AR3664, which has now been renamed. So I'll refer to it from now on as 3697 because that's what it is now. It has diminished in strength some, but that doesn't mean it's over yet. So once it was in orbit, came back around the sun, the other side, right? It lost a bit of its strength, but that's okay. It is what it is. But they're still thinking that from what they're detecting, potential strong flares, strong activity. Welcome back, Chris. And Orion Titan, member of this channel. Thanks for joining, Chris, from South Carolina. What's going on? Stefan is back from England. I love this. And Astro Emma, also from California. Thank you for watching. We are intently watching the sun, guys, because there's just too much activity going on. And let me tell you guys what actually a few hours ago what was posted. This was today from a space weather and aurora website from Ontario, Canada, saying that a geomagnetic storm watch has been added for May 31st into June 1st. Aurora sky watchers should be alert beginning Friday, right? So let's hope that this sunspot gains some strength. You know, that we can't really predict this stuff, but let's hope that it does, and that what they're saying about potential aurora borealis coming back will really happen. Hello, Andy from Houston. All right. Thanks for joining. And let me let you guys know what they're saying regarding what areas could experience the northern lights again. This is insane. I was reading about beginning of June is what's expected for the northern lights again, which is around the corner. Wyoming, in particular the northeast, like northeast United States. I'm not sure about UK or EU right now, but we know that it was visible in England, Germany, Switzerland about 2 weeks ago. So it's possible to see this again everywhere, which would be awesome, in the tropics too. Yeah, so according to a Live Science, this is Live Science report, it's a journal, scientific journal, auroras could paint the Earth's skies again in early June. Ohio, Florida. Oh my goodness, guys. So northern lights could be visible in Florida again in June. So if it's that low, that probably means it would include the other states, because if Florida was seen, if Miami was seeing the northern lights, then it could be back to where, right? All those southern states again, Alabama, Texas, could see it. And remember, during that time, Europe was also seeing it. So this is insanely widespread all over. If you got to see the northern lights 2 weeks ago, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. I know a lot of people may not have gotten to see it because they had cloudy skies. But if you were able to see this, and sometimes, right, you couldn't with your naked eye, but you could see it by taking pictures, by taking video. Okay, Chris is saying he got some really cool pictures from the last event. That's awesome. Oh man, that's wonderful. Let's hope it comes back around then. Yeah, because South Carolina, yeah, definitely. I know the Carolinas got to see it too. And you know, there's a lot of reports right now. If you guys notice this, look these up about uh, misty aurora borealis. Don't worry, it's going to come again soon. Yeah, so yeah, this is the sunspot that delivered the northern lights right there. I'm pointing to it right there. And if this thing happens to grow in strength, we know this stuff is ever changing. Chris, let me know if were you able to see it with the naked eye, or was it only via, but you have to do it, see it only with pictures and video. Okay, so yeah, possible auroras even possible around Canada Friday night, which is like practically now, right? I mean, tomorrow's Friday. For some of you, it's already Friday. For some of you, it's already Friday. It is 3:30 p.m. here in Southern California, where I'm live streaming from. Yeah, so welcome Dahlia, welcome Fordman. Uh, Dahlia in New York City. So I know there were parts of New York that could. I mean, if you're very, you know, New York City is extremely light polluted, so you might not be able to see it with the northern lights. But I'm sorry, with the naked eye. So even if it's there, you because it's so light polluted, you can't see it. Or you'd have to drive away from city lights, like 2-3 hours out, maybe into the country, you know, New York. However, perhaps if you take pictures, because I remember reading a report that in New Jersey, they were seeing it. And these are parts of New Jersey that were very light polluted. So perhaps with taking 3-second exposure pictures with your phone can capture what your eyes cannot see. So, you know, if you hear reports within the next few days or a week or so about Northern Lights, New York, immediately just go outside if you can't see them, take pictures, no matter where you are, really. This is like no matter where you are. Take pictures, just go outside if you have clear skies, if there's no clouds. Use your phone, take a video, record. You might be able to see it. Okay, Ford Man saying he's seen it with the naked eye in Maine. I believe you because you're way up there. So, yeah, in particular, people up north U.S. I saw some people, even some that were showing pictures from close to some light polluted uh, areas, like even a little bit away from London and things like that. We're seeing the northern lights, and I saw some gorgeous shots even from there. Hi, Astronomy Kid. The Advance from South Germany. Thanks for joining. That's awesome. Welcome, Craig Campbell, another member of Titan Orion, the Titan Orion membership of this channel. Thank you for your support. You and Chris. Craig, I don't think, you know, telescopes, these scopes are made for that, for extreme temperatures. Even, I'd have to look up right now what the Seestar can handle, this telescope can handle as far as extreme heat. But I mean, I've had it out in the sun for 4 to 5 hours, you know, with the sun right on it, and I've never had an issue. Even when I've touched the scope after that, it doesn't even feel hot to the touch or anything, nothing too. You should be okay. I can try and look it up. Let me see if I can get back with you with that info. If it's 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Wow, it's hot in Vegas right now. What's going on, Mike Henderson? Thank you for joining. Craig, so even like I know extreme cold, I've seen people with the Seestar where it's like frosted outside and it was on all night, no issues with imaging. So I'm assuming it could be the other way also for heat, because that's what this stuff is made for. But I'll look into it. Let me look into it. What's the exact, you know, what's the max temperature for heat? I think you shouldn't have a problem, to be honest. Okay, yeah. So New England area, possible Northern Lights return Friday. North Carolina is saying the same thing. This is from the Raleigh News and Observer. 11 hours ago it was posted. Boston Globe posted the one about New England area. That's awesome. Chris, you ordered the Seestar. Congratulations. You're going to love it. You're going to love this scope. Mike, you recorded the clips with the Seestar. That's awesome. Minnesota, Minneapolis? Looking at reports. Carlos, welcome. Yes. Love your Seestar. Yep, Washington Post 3 hours ago saying sunspot that delivered the Northern Lights is returning. Honestly, it's already here. It's already here. That's the one that I was pointing to a minute ago. It's already here. This geomagnetic storm hadn't been seen in so long. Like, so potential again, guys, solar flares, potential coronal mass ejections, CMEs as they call them, erupting towards Earth again, right? This is the stuff that causes the northern lights. That's why we're looking at the sun. The sun live in real time through an amazing smart telescope. Yeah, so if this happens again, I mean, even Jamaica saw the northern lights. Like, that's crazy. Areas out in the tropics. Absolutely unbelievable. So normally, guys, you see how there's like so much, all these sunspots. Normally, if I go back to videos or recordings that I've done of the sun in the past few months, this is like not normal to always see all those sunspots. Actually, let me zoom in. Let me zoom in on this, but this is actually not normal to have this much sun activity. That's why we're going through solar maximum right now, right? So normally you're looking at the sun and you don't see these many sunspots. You might see one, two, but seeing a lot of it is rare. That's why it's so fun to be looking at the sun right now with any telescope that you have. It's wild. It's so cool. It's so cool. They are predicting a hotter summer. That's for sure. Um, it's going to be an intense summer. I don't, I don't know if it's directly tied to the solar maximum right now that we're experiencing, but the solar cycle that's intense that we're experiencing. But I know I've read a lot of reports about predicting a really, really extreme heat of, intense heat for this summer. Hey, John, thanks for joining again from Delaware. Vienna, thank you. Thanks for joining. And Connor, I remember you. Yes, you're back. This is the sun in real time. Let me see what the last post from the space weather prediction was today. Okay, just yeah, still under geomagnetic storm watch. Zoom out a bit. So it looks like the best bet right now to see any northern lights again is more of the northeast United States, New England, up into Ohio. Again, Ontario. So this is predicted for the next week or two, guys, is when all of this stuff is predicted for the northern lights again. I mean, as early as tomorrow for northern New England, possibly. So 3697 is right here. So it used to be 3664 and now it's been renamed after it rotated and came back around the sun. It's taken a bit of a new look, a new shape. It's weakened a bit and it looks different from what it did 2 weeks ago. So it's this one right here. Right here. Zoom in. Yeah, this is the stuff that's gonna, these sunspots, these are the ones that can cause this coronal mass ejections, that cause the solar flares, that in return, the aurora borealis and northern lights. Northern Lights could return to upstate New York in early June. This is from the Times Union Journal. They posted this today. That's going to be awesome. Canada, if anybody's watching from Canada, let me know. You guys too. Potentially have for Friday Northern Lights. Show you guys what I'm looking at here. So if you guys see this, it says this is from NOAA. I'm going to move it up. Move it up a little bit. Check it out. A coronal mass ejection, long duration solar flare. So will pass close enough to the Earth to possibly generate moderate G2 geomagnetic storming beginning May 31st. So it says, and they're mentioning here, this will be interesting to see if this unfolds as predicted. Aurora skywatchers should be alert beginning Friday. So yeah, this is like your, what is this? A 48-hour period coronal mass ejection. This is May 29th, actually. This is May 29th. And then it's got a prediction pattern going on here. Carlos, that is... Oh, that is a great idea. To use the Seestar in scenery mode. You know what? I don't know if at night it could grab anything. I haven't played with it. I played with it with very cloudy skies in scenery mode, but you know, and I can it still looks decent, but I don't know about, yeah, I haven't tried it. Have you tried, has anybody tried doing scenery mode at night? Might not be a bad idea to give it a shot. Okay, Jack's saying he tried. John, you're also saying not as wide as 2 weeks ago. Not, I mean, it appears just as wide. Okay, from what I read too, yeah, not as intense for sure. Not as intense for sure. From what I read, they're saying it did. It is still a bit different, like a bit smaller, in the comparisons from May 11th or so to now. But you know, this stuff, this, I mean, it could even be a little bit different tomorrow too. It could look a little different. Look at this stuff, guys. I gotta show y'all this. This is just stuff that blows my mind. So this is also 48 hours. Goddard Space Center, right, which is NASA. Look at these coronal mass ejections. This is wild. Yeah, this starts at, it might be a little bit too small for you to see, but if you can see the date on there, it starts at May 27th going into, for a few days, May 29th, May 30th. This is really neat stuff to look at because this is how we can stay alert to see what's happening, you know, what's going on and when this stuff is going to explode to give us more action with these northern lights again. That'll be awesome. Yeah, for sure. John saying using scenery mode on the daytime moon. It's it looks awesome if yeah, I love doing that too. Look at your moon if you have this telescope. If you put it on scenery mode while you're looking at the moon, it looks really, really cool. It gives it a different shade of color. A little bit, it's a little different, but it looks really neat. See if we can find any other reports on this. Those of you just joining, we're looking at the sun in real time. For sure. Let me try to get to everyone in the chat here. Yeah, so the Dwarf 3 are releasing a pre-sale today. Yeah, you know, Seestar versus Dwarf. There's still people who are saying they're gonna stick with their Seestar, which is cool. You know, the Dwarf 3 has some other, you know, each scope has its own thing. Sometimes that's why a lot of people will even have both Dwarf and Seestar. Some people were returning their Dwarf scope and kept their Seestar. So I don't know. You'd have to try it out. Some people have both. So some people, because you know, us that love space, right? We all love space. We want to image more than one thing at the same time. Have more than one scope outside. All right, Craig. Looks like you just started imaging. That's awesome. So, Carlos, I normally look at this stuff on Twitter. If you look up Solar Ham, it's a radio station in Canada. And they are a space weather and aurora website. Literally, Solar Ham. You can look them up on Twitter or X. Look up Space Weather Prediction Center too. If you Google it, you'll find it right away. It's like the first thing that comes up. That's where I get all my information on monitoring the sun and activity and solar flares and aurora. All right, awesome. Thank you, Mike. Looks like you did a super sticker, super chat there. Thank you so much, Mike Henderson. Thanks for your support, everyone. If you're loving this, hit me with the like. Make sure you're subscribed if this is your first time coming and you not yet subscribed. Awesome, Mike. Thank you. Yes, look at Solar Ham. It's a great resource for all things space weather, sun, solar, and aurora. Yep, so this is the website where let me see if I can, give me a sec here, where I'm getting all the info. Let me show it to you again, Miriam. This, this telescope is the Seestar S50 Smart Telescope. You can check out, if you want to know more about it, check out all the links in the description of all my videos. It's right there. You can go straight to it and get all the information on it. I want to show you guys again, because Miriam is asking again the information where I'm getting my... Here we go. So yeah, like I said, this is Solar Ham, right? You see it on the screen now. Thank you, Andy. Another super chat, super sticker. Thank you for your support. Keeps this channel running. Thank you so much. Glad you're loving this, Miriam. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I love monitoring space weather. You know, all of us, really, a lot of us here on this channel that have telescopes, even if we don't have it yet or it's on order, we love anything space. So, you know, we're going to just love space weather monitoring because we want to keep up to date with what's going on. Because we don't want to miss another Northern Lights or Aurora Borealis when it happens, right? We don't want to miss this stuff. Let's go back to looking at the sun. I want to zoom in on the other sunspots because I don't want to disregard those two. Let me look at this. So I'm going to point to it here. So I'm going to zoom in a bit. So this is, like I said, this was AR3664, the one that caused the northern lights 2.5 weeks ago. This is another one here. This is pretty big, actually. AR3691. Oh my goodness. You know what I'm wondering now? So I know I've already said it, but because this sunspot is back in view, the big one, when the night before the northern lights and the night of, when we, you know, with all the madness and craziness all over social media and the news about the solar storm and blah blah blah, I went out there to look at the sun with the eclipse, with my eclipse glasses. And I'm telling you right now, and you can look this up anywhere, if you have your solar eclipse glasses, you could see, on that day, you could see the sunspot, the one that had caused the solar storm. It was the coolest thing ever because there were other spots on the sun that day, but I couldn't see them through the glasses. I could only see the giant monster spot, which is this one, but it was like up here at that time because it was like two weeks ago, right? And it was really cool because I had never with eclipse glasses seen the sunspots directly, you know, with glasses just looking at the sun. It was the coolest thing. Make sure you only look at the sun if you have solar eclipse glasses. Okay, never look at the sun without proper eye protection. And I'm not talking about sunglasses. I'm talking about solar eclipse glasses. If you still have any, they're in good condition, they're in good shape. Now what I'm getting excited about now is I'm wondering if this sunspot, because it's so big, I literally want to step outside right now, but I don't want to let you guys go. You know what? I want to check if I can see the sun, if I can see with my glasses this spot, because it's so big. Because it's so big, I'm curious. Where are my eclipse glasses right now? Okay, I might have to step out for 2 seconds. If any of you have eclipse glasses, can you, if it's still daytime for you, and you have a good clear sky, check right now. Can you see any you know, I guess it would be this one. This one's the most prominent. Can you see a sunspot? Because normally you cannot. But you got to keep in mind these sunspots are planet size. They're huge, right? They are 12, 13, 15, 17 times the diameter of the Earth. This stuff is huge. So that's why when they're really tiny, like you see a tiny little one here, you're not going to be able to see that with your solar eclipse glasses. But when it's huge, you can. And I'll never forget it that I saw the sunspot. That was the coolest thing that day. Because I don't remember ever, you know, seeing that before. Also, I don't always just put on eclipse glasses and go outside. It has to be like, you know, a special event usually, right? When there's an eclipse. But yeah, that was cool stuff. I'm so curious right now. I'm about to go get, I feel like I need to go get my glasses and check. But if anyone is, by any chance, have their glasses handy there and it's, you know, they're in good condition, not scratched or anything, check it out. Let me know. Yeah, you know what, Mike? You're right about that. It does require, like, you know, perfectly clear skies. However, remember, the only time we're able to see them, when people were looking at it, you know, 2.5 weeks ago or so, it was very light polluted cities. Even though they couldn't see it with the naked eye, they were taking pictures of the sky and it was coming up all on their videos and, you know, with their phone cameras. So that's what's still pretty cool. Like, even if you live in light polluted cities, maybe you can't see it with the naked eye, but if you use your phone, you can capture it, because there's so many people were capturing it from Miami, Florida, and you know, places like that. So from Houston, Texas, you know, very light polluted cities. So So let me show you guys. I'm gonna pull this up again, and you see AR36. You see my pointer there? AR3697 that's the one we're looking at. And 3691, that's the other one we're looking at. Zoom in. But, yep, because this was posted, this is today, May 30th. Yeah, so there, what it's saying here, if you can read that there with me, that both regions, both of these, 3697 being the main region of interest, a bigger one, but both regions will remain a threat for at least moderate solar flares during the next 24 hours. Yep. Yeah, Craig. I think the one where you can see, I have it on Raw right now too. I'll show you. That's I love to watch it always on Raw when I'm live streaming. Oops, I almost turned off my scope there. Yeah, that's how I have it right now. So I always have it on. Make sure your tracking is on, your centering, raw, green. But yeah, I think usually the only time is for raw mode, because if I hit video, excuse me, if I hit photo, the raw goes off. You see that? My favorite is even looking at the moon on raw mode. It looks like it's like in front of me, like I'm there. I love it. But yeah, so I'm gonna put it back on video and put it on raw. Yeah, there it goes. Now it's back. Yep. Zoom in a bit on those spots. There's one, look at that, guys. I don't even know if you can see that. There, you see that right there? So that one is, let me show you. Oh, and let me zoom into that too. That one is showing right here. Look at this. I'm gonna put this really big. So you see that? It's like saying there's the 3697, the one we're watching down here, the big, and then that one right there is the one I'm trying to show you guys. It's so faint, but it's cool that the Seestar can kind of pick it up. Obviously, we can see that one. We can see these two spots too, these tiny ones here. I shouldn't say tiny. This is planet-sized stuff. But if we go back to the Seestar, I'm going to show you guys. We can see this barely, but we can see it. Look at this, guys. Okay. Okay, I'm going to zoom in. I can see it. I can see it, but it's extremely, you guys can see it. You can see it now. Miriam, thank you so much. Thank you for your super sticker, super chat. Thank you for supporting. Thank you. Thank you so much, Miriam. And let me know, Jimenez, let me know where you're watching from, if you don't mind. But guys, yeah, we're seeing it right there. You guys can, let me point to it with my cursor. Can you see that, guys? Oh yeah, like it's faint, but it's there. Like I would have, honestly, if I wouldn't have been looking at this website, which I'm gonna go back to it again, I would have not known that that was there. Like that is, this is so cool. Yep, this is all space weather prediction stuff, guys. Space Weather Prediction Center. Like I said, I love looking at this. Solar Ham is another one. Monitoring sun activity all the time. This is the coolest. This is the coolest. Okay. Back to our sun. Look at that. It's right there. And it's funny, like you see how it's like kind of shaking a little bit. I'm super zoomed in. I'm battling winds like usual here in my location, guys. I always have 12 to 16 mile per hour winds, but we're still able to do this. So this is still good. This is still good. Look at that. Okay, let's zoom back out. Look at that. You see, I'm gonna slowly zoom back out. Oh, that's cool. So I wouldn't have realized that. I think I wouldn't have realized that unless I would have noticed that website telling me stuff. Silwa, welcome. Connor again. Richard from Colorado. I love Colorado. I haven't been again in years. Love it. North Carolina, Miriam. I'm glad you're able to find the channel. Make sure you subscribe, guys. If this is your first time. If you're loving it, hit the like button. That helps push out this stream to more people on YouTube. People that, you know, might love space, telescopes, space weather, all this stuff. It helps the channel to pop up on their home feed. So, yeah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna show you guys this again, so. Yep. And I'm gonna zoom it out. You can see the whole thing. We're looking at the sun live in real time, monitoring space weather. These are the models, right? This is like Aurora forecast models and things like that. That's what we're looking at. And this is updated constantly. Imagine if your job is to just look at the sun all day and look at these models. Isn't that pretty cool? Yeah, so this is a model for potential CME events, right? Coronal mass ejection events from May 28th, which already passed, but it's kind of showing you May 29th, May 30th, 31st into June 2nd. It's showing you day by day, you know. And these are the coronal mass ejections, right, from the sun. That's what we're looking at. That's what we're looking at. Latest models. Guys, I want you to know that all the support that you're giving me, all your donations, super chats, super stickers, everything you're doing is going into this channel. I want to upgrade everything. I want to even be able to stream 2 telescopes. I want to get a specifically solar dedicated one so we can literally look at solar flares. There's so much stuff that I'm planning for this channel. It's growing so much at a rate that's super faster than I can catch up with. And you know, all this stuff, like every donation, everything I'm getting, literally saving this up to get better camera, the dedicated solar telescope that I can imagine streaming not just the Seestar but even another one. It's gonna be awesome, guys. This stuff is gonna, you know, I really want to blow it up even more for y'all. So because all the support that I'm getting, I know you guys love this as much as I do. So hit me with a like if you're loving it. And Carlos, thank you so much. Carlos Garcia. Carlos, I need to tell you something. And I want to thank you for it. Thank you for this support. Thank you for this support. And Cosmic, this is the Seestar S50 Smart Telescope. I'll write it again in the chat. Okay, I'm gonna address everyone here in the chat. Give me a minute here. Craig Campbell. Let me go to Craig Campbell real quick. Craig, that happened to me. I was so disappointed. That happened to me while I was starting to image it at night one time. So go to, if you've already saved videos on your phone, start saving all those videos into, you know, make sure that they're already on your device or on your tablet, and you can delete some of them and you can clear up space. So make sure just delete stuff maybe that's really old that you did months ago and you already have it on your phone or on your tablet. Delete some of the old videos. Some of them, you know, sometimes we run videos for 3, 4, 5, 10 minutes. That takes up a lot of space on your Seestar. So just delete anything you know, or delete what you don't want to keep anymore, or if you know you already have it, you know, and then it'll just free up space immediately on your Seestar. Okay, let me know how that goes. So I'm gonna put it in the chat. We are looking at the sun in real time through the Seestar S50 smart telescope. I'm going to it's right there. So that's the sun in real time, and we're looking at space weather, space model predictions, and thank you, Chris. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying this content too. Richard, I am in Southern California, in Orange County in particular, and I am live. We're looking at the sun in real time. It is 4 p.m. Pacific time here in California, so the sun hasn't set. We still have time to look at the sun. And okay, John Daly saying you read the specs for the Dwarf 3, but you're gonna wait for the Seas. John, I feel a little bit. I'm kind of feeling what you're saying too. I'm still like, oh, should I with the Dwarf, but you know, yeah. I'm still indecisive a bit, but I keep wondering if I should wait also for the Seestar. You never know. One day I might be streaming both of them. You know, Chris, what is this that you just did? Oh, what? Chris, oh God, it's flipping me out. You just gifted Astro Room memberships to some of the viewers here. Oh man, what? Thank you, Chris. That is very generous, Chris. Thank you so much. That is so generous. Thank you everyone for your support. Thank you. Looks like Edit and Robert Saunders, Annie, Love Ministry, and Gator Fits were gifted memberships to this channel. So if you're loving space weather, I do live streams of deep space at night too, Galaxy, Nebula. A lot of you have been with me for a long time, have been seeing me do these live streams, and it's so much fun. If you love that stuff, stay with me. When I get a chance, when I have clear skies in the evening, I do live deep space as well. If you've never seen a galaxy through a telescope, if you've never seen star globular clusters, deep space stuff, it'll blow your mind. So stay with me for even on the evenings at night when I do live streaming of the moon or deep space. It's so much fun. Yeah, so we're monitoring the sun still. Space Weather Prediction Center is on the screen, Space Weather Aurora models, and the sun in real time through a smart telescope. Yeah, John, yeah. The camera improved, yeah. Something I must say, oh, Carlos, I don't want to forget about you. I gotta tell you something. Because you, if I'm not mistaken, you're the one that told me this recently in one of my videos. Like you wrote in the comments. You said that, John, I'm gonna get back with you what you said about Dwarf. Carlos, okay, you told me something about the tripod for the Seestar for this telescope, and you were saying that to use the Celestron, and I kept like holding off from that for some reason. And I think it's because the Seestar was so like, it's just so, you know, compact and easy to use, easy to like move around and things like that, and just easy setup to have the mini tripod that it comes with. But I decided to do exactly what you said, and I put it on my Celestron tripod. This was you, right, that told me this. And it's made a world of a difference. As a matter of fact, and on the other if you check my last live stream, I put it on. I showed my camera outside where it's showing my Seestar telescope on the giant tripod on the Celestron tripod, and it's made a world of a difference. So, you know, yeah. Any of you guys also using other tripods for your Seestar? Let me know. I know John does. And it makes a difference when you have like a more even heavy duty one. But for me in particular, because I battle with winds, I do think you can put even other scopes on there. Like there's enough room because the tripod is so big. You can put probably a solar telescope on there, which is my goal. That's what like I said, that's what I'm doing with all these donations you guys are giving me. I'm literally just saving up to enhance my streaming, my live streams for y'all, more telescope. Have the Seestar and another scope out. You know, imagine, it's gonna be awesome, guys. So thank you for your support. But yeah, Carlos, I'm using the tripod. Made a world of a difference to use the Celestron one. World of a difference. And so thank you. I can't thank you enough. It's helped me battle winds out here because it's kept my Seestar more sturdy. And the Dwarf 3, okay, so John, I wanted to say to everyone, if you're considering the Dwarf 3, something kind of cool is that you'll be able to do Milky Way capture with the Dwarf 3, which the Seestar cannot do that. But the Seestar Pro, who knows, but we get another Seestar. But you'll be able to do that. And yeah, so that's pretty exciting. I would say that might be one of the reasons why I might want to jump on it. I haven't made up my mind yet. But yeah. Yes, Chris, you're the man. Thank you for gifting Astro Room memberships to several people. That was wild right there. That was awesome. Haha, Richard, the smog in Orange County. Man, you know, these smart telescopes, you know what's so cool, Richard? Like the fact that despite living in light polluted city, right? Like I can see awesome deep space, you know, despite the pollution, despite all of that. In darker skies, of course, and more clearer skies, I can only imagine what the Seestar can get. I've driven out 2-3 hours out to very dark skies, more clearer skies, and it's just beautiful what this telescope can see. Okay, Craig, remind me to tell you. Yes, so you can, like I said, delete your videos in the album on your Seestar. Briefly, Craig, because I don't want to lose the sun. Okay, here's the telescope app. You're gonna go to, you go to my album or your deep sky stack and delete that stuff. Like delete your videos on there that, we're gonna go back to the sun. I don't want to lose it. Delete your videos that are on there. Okay, guys, when you go back to this, I'm jumping all over, my mind is all over the place. I want to show you guys so many things. So yeah, delete your stuff. Delete the videos that you don't need anymore. They're old or they're already saved on your tablet or your phone, and it'll free up space. Anybody has any other tips, feel free to give them to Craig too. But I wanted to show you guys, you see how I exited my Seestar? I exited the solar view. When you do that, this is what I notice what happens sometimes. I'm gonna show you. You see my tracking or sun centering, excuse me, my tracking's still on. The sun, I like to always make sure that stays green. So it'll get my sun back into central view. Let me get it back on there. There we go. There we go, okay. But yeah, make sure you do that. If you happen to minimize or things like that, get it back in there. Thank you, Carlos, for the tips. Yes, John Daly for Craig. Don't forget to empty cache. That's another thing I did. You're right. I forgot about that. You're right about that. I'm going to refresh this page with the models of the Aurora and the space weather. Let me see if there's any other update, because you know what, guys, it's crazy. Like, this stuff isn't updated once a day or something like that. Like, this space weather prediction stuff is updated really frequently. And even like on their Twitter page, on their X page, they'll, you know, every few hours they'll, in particular if it's something significant like an insane solar flare, coronal mass ejection, you know, when they expect it to hit Earth, when they expect us to have the Aurora Borealis. Because like I said, this is not happening every day. That's why I'm live streaming nonstop the sun now, because, you know, I'm just taking advantage of the solar maximum, the solar cycle that we're in right now. And so these websites, these agencies or organizations that are dedicated to space weather prediction, I'm sure they're loving it. They're having a blast, because this is all they do is look at the sun, monitor, and I'm sure they're having a blast with this stuff all the time. Like I said, I keep refreshing their pages, going back in, seeing if they have any new update. You see this stuff that they post, guys? And then they made the... Okay, so here we go. This is what I wanted to show too. The comparison of the sunspot that we're looking at, that we're just looking at, right? So we're looking at, it's this one. Go back to it. Look at the comparison that they made. So if you notice here, so this was, look at the difference, okay? That's why I'm like, they keep saying a return of auroras and that this could intensify, because no wonder we got northern lights. Look at how insane the sunspot that caused the northern lights was. Look at how huge this is. This is a monster. And then right now, May 29, look at the difference, right? It was called AR3664 2.5 weeks ago, and now it's renamed into 3697. It went around the sun, you know, the back, it went back to the front. There it is right there, but you see how it's not, that's why they're saying it's not as, it's still intense, but it's not as big. And it's producing solar flares, it is producing coronal mass ejections. They've already seen that today, earlier today. But, you know, it says it still retains some magnetic complexity, will still remain a threat. And they're predicting still that this could intensify, get bigger. That would be awesome. That's what we want. That's what we want. Thank you, A New Hope, and welcome. Thank you for subscribing. That's awesome. All right. So we're still looking at this sunspot. I put my Seestar, my telescope. Yeah, so it went around the other side, and it's back, you know, it came back around the front to us. Now, towards, if we get another solar flare, coronal mass ejection from that area, it's directly going to hit Earth. It went back around. I was gonna say, I put my Seestar in another location, like towards the other side of where I live, in the front. Usually I had it more in the front, now I have it on the side. And I'm hopefully, as the sun starts, you know, setting, kind of going down, sometimes it'll start getting blocked by a building. So hopefully we still have some more time here as I'm still looking at more reports. I've got 16-mile-per-hour winds right now that I'm battling with right now, and it's 73 degrees though. We got another beautiful day, clear skies. (73 degrees Fahrenheit here. Yeah, Miriam. So not. That's what we're not sure. It's possible for Friday. It's possible for Friday. We'd have to keep tracking, right? Check all space weather prediction sites. Check anything, Googling Northern Lights, Aurora Borealis, your location in particular, your state, and see if anything is predicted. Because sometimes it's like we just don't know till it's like happening, and then by the time we hear about it, we're like too late. So, you know, we have to be keeping up with this stuff. Kind of, you know, be Googling it, be checking Space Weather Prediction Center, all of that stuff, and yeah, so you can see. So yeah, because North Carolina is saying they may get another chance, just because of this insane solar flare that's back. If it picks up intensity, which could happen, it just happens all of a sudden, right? Overnight, we could, you could see it for Friday, but they're also predicting more into June. Check it out. Look at this one that I just saw. More northern lights expected to return to Colorado in June. Can I show you guys that? That's what I'm looking at. This was posted yesterday. So more northern lights expected to return in June for Colorado. So a lot of this stuff is Canada and stuff. They're saying Friday, but for like beginning of June, going into the first week of June, second week of June, they're saying for the northern lights more into that, into those dates. This is historic stuff. Welcome, Adam from Poland. Thanks for joining. We're looking at the sun live in real time. Thank you, all of you who are subscribing. We've got a lot of new subscribers today. Okay, I might have to move my scope. It's getting covered right now, blocked by a building, so. Yep, Carlos. Weather Channel app. Yep, Weather Channel. Check your Weather Channel, because those are the ones talking about it. Those are the ones talking about it. My sun is getting too blurry and out of view, so it's getting blocked by a building. I'm gonna have to move my scope to the front side, the front of my home now. I have it on the side. I was trying a different spot earlier that's easier for me to set up. Guys, look at this view. Oh my goodness. So this is also the same thing from Solar Ham. This is today. This is today. This is wild. Look at this stuff. AR3697, the one we're looking at. A new AR, it says here, a new sunspot. So there's a lot. There's a lot of sunspots. One, two, three, four, five, six, and then on the Seestar one, you can see. Yeah, we can see pretty much almost all of these. Some of them are too tiny, but even the tiny one. This is awesome. Absolutely, Richard, an awesome view of the sun. Yeah, that was really cool. This is crazy. Look at this, guys. This is today. This is from today. May 29th into 30th, excuse me. The solar flares. Yep. Exciting days ahead. Yes, yes. Into June, guys. Into June. First week of June, second week of June. Predicted for these Aurora Borealis, Northern Lights. So that's why we're going to keep monitoring the sun in real time, looking at it live. And Chris, Craig, I'm glad it worked. That's awesome. Richard, the everything view. This is incredible views. Look at this, updated May 30th. You see this, guys? That's why I'm saying this stuff is updated all constantly. Constantly. Let's see what other views we can get. I might need to move my Seestar, guys, so it'll look, so the sun can look clearer. On my telescope, because it's I know I'm having something. If it starts getting blocked by a building or something, like it's not as in focus, no matter how many times I try to focus it. Okay, that's interesting. Let's look at this one. Different composite images, all from today. Really neat. Greetings, Lucas from Poland. Thank you for joining. We are looking at the sun live in real time through a telescope, monitoring space weather. Planetary alignment, that's right, June 3rd. Guys, I've been also tracking a comet that may become naked eye visible. I want to live stream that, I think, in the evenings at night. There's a comet that might become naked eye visible. It's a comet C2023A3. I'm going to write it in the chat. But if you guys have your telescope, make sure you are looking up this comet, because it has a tail. I've already looked at it with the Seestar. This comet might become naked eye visible in October. It's getting better and better with intensity and color too. and it looks pretty cool. The magnitude, I think, I don't remember if it was between an 8 or a 10 right now, the magnitude, because it looked tiny in my Seestar, but I could see it. And you know, I also live in very light polluted skies, but yeah. Yeah, this comet is approaching Earth, basically. And could become brighter than the stars this fall. That's why they're saying, you know, naked eye visibility for possibly the fall. Imagine a naked eye comet, a bright naked eye comet. It's going to be insane. Yes, this stuff is so exciting. On my Instagram, I recently posted a video of Saturn, how it looks through my big telescope. If you want to see it, check it out. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram too, feel free. I actually went live yesterday for a little bit on Instagram with the sun too. So I was looking at this giant sunspot. This solar physicist today posted this. It's the same one we were kind of looking at, guys. I want to show y'all. So this is from a solar physicist. His name is Keith Strong, if you want to look him up. He does climate change, public outreach. Dr. Keith Strong. And 22 hours ago, so this was yesterday, 9 CMEs, coronal mass ejections from the sun. Several of these were substantial. That's why they're predicting the Northern Lights, Aurora Borealis, going into first week and second week of June, because these are so intense. Oh my goodness. That is crazy. How many times bigger than Earth are these flares? Like, we really can't imagine. For Saturn, Johnny's bowling, welcome, and you're wondering about Saturn. It rises at around 2 a.m. here in my time. So, yeah, it's late nights. I would have to do it. Yeah, not the best time, but for me, but you know, I love getting. I recently got Saturn, and I posted some videos of it on my Instagram, but yeah, it looks insane through my traditional telescope, my computerized one, the Celestron. Thank you for watching the live stream, everyone. Thank you for tuning in as we keep monitoring space weather. And had a blast with you guys. We had such an awesome live stream today, and so many new ones following, joining. June 3rd is the planetary parade. There's reports now I'm reading Northern Lights may return to put on a show over Utah again. I think Utah got insane Northern Lights. Wow, so this just popped up. Okay, so, yep, first week of June, perhaps next Thursday, the best time for another display of Northern Lights. This is from Forbes Science. Looking at right now, another display of Northern Lights at low latitudes, Europe, US, which is perfect, guys, because if this happens from what they're saying towards first week of June, going into the weekend of the first week of June, June 6th or so, it'll be new moon, which means there's no moonlight in the sky to wash it away or block it out. So that's really neat to know. That's important to know that it's predicted now around the time of new moon. That's awesome. So, oh, Johnny, you're referring to the planetary parade. Yeah, I know some places. Let me check with Texas. I think probably, but with some states, sometimes it's, or certain locations, not all the planets, but it's like some of them. It's like less than other places. Yeah, so Texas. The problem is if there's cloudy skies, then you can't see it, right? But it's saying Texans should be able to see a glimpse of it before dawn Monday if you look to the eastern horizon for the planetary parade. But if you guys continue getting too many cloudy skies and storms, it's going to be kind of hard to see it. We're still zoomed in on that sunspot, guys. AR3697. Hey Walter, thanks for joining. Yeah, the New Dwarf 3. That's right. Glad you got to get M5 in your Seestar. North Carolina, that's awesome. Johnny's bowling, yes. Yes, I am. Yes. I believe in a creator. And night vision engaged. So yeah, the sunspots are, these are small, they call them small areas, but they're actually bigger than planets. This stuff is planet-sized stuff. They are particularly strong magnetic forces on the sun's surface, and they appear as darker spots because they are cooler than other areas of the sun. So during solar maximum, which is what we're experiencing now, solar maximum, the solar cycle that we're in right now, there's a high number of sunspots. So usually you can't see that many as we're seeing now. And during solar minimum, there's way less. So yeah, I mean, when they say it's cooler areas of the sun, I mean, you know, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's still insanely hot, but it's just cooler than the other areas. Let me, if you guys want to ask me about Instagram, I'm going to put it there in the chat. I actually did a little bit of live streaming yesterday on Instagram. So you can find me there on astroroom.official on Instagram. Whoa, I just felt an earthquake. You know, I'm in California, so I felt one right when I was about to start live streaming. I felt it. They're kind of minor shocks. So we had one, I think, yesterday, but it was very tiny. I just felt it right now. This is crazy. I'm gonna look it up. That was at my whole chair, like I felt it shaking. Holy cow, we just had like a mini shock earthquake. But that's nothing new because I am in California. I'm looking it up like crazy now. Okay. Yeah, my Seestar was, I'm sure, shaking. Yeah, I mean, I felt my whole table that I'm on here, like my chair, everything. Computer shaking. It was probably a light one, but it was probably really strong somewhere else because I felt the shock here. Like that was crazy. Oh, there we go. I just found it. Guys, I'm going to show it to y'all. Hold up. I'm going to show it to you. I just found it online. Stuff gets out immediately on Twitter and all this stuff from the earthquake centers, and there it is. Can you guys see that? Okay. Let me move it. Magnitude 3.6 earthquake, Chester, California. So that is so far from me, it's not even funny. Like, the fact that I felt it, some stuff is like, oh my gosh. I mean, what on earth? This is 9 hours from me, guys. This is Northern California. Is there another one closer that happened? Wait, hold on. This is a different one. That was, okay, that's wrong. Hold on. There's gotta be another one, cause holy cow. maybe there's something on Twitter. It can't be from all the way over there. That's an old one from another time. I've been feeling it more lately, like a past day or two. I felt a tiny one too. Goodness. Okay. Yep, just had an earthquake while I'm live streaming. I was worried it was gonna be a little bit too strong because, like, yeah, a week ago or two, not live streaming, but I was just in my room and I literally, my whole chair, everything was like shaking. It was pretty strong. It was pretty strong. Yeah, definitely, Walter. I can see an asteroid. I have a video on asteroid Vesta on my channel where I'm looking at an asteroid with the Seestar. It's not easy to find this asteroid right now, but it is possible still to see it. Not that it's not easy, I should say it's not the magnitude. It's not as easy to see as when I saw it about 2-3 months ago. Actually, early this year. But yeah, you can definitely see an asteroid. Guys, you know, NASA is actually asking people to please let them know if you saw the northern lights from what areas. Like, they actually want to know. There's like reporting Aurora websites and stuff, and they're asking people, let us know if you saw the northern lights 2.5 weeks ago. People are reporting it. Because this was the biggest major solar storm event since 2003. So more than 55 countries reported it. On all 7 continents are reported this. So they've got a little Aurora map of when it was crossing all over the world. Let me show you guys. You see this? I've heard, yeah, hey Keith, thanks for joining. Yeah, I heard people in Washington too, outside of Seattle. I have a friend who was telling me that she was seeing it out there, her family. Did you guys see this too? A cargo headed to the International Space Station. This was 14 hours ago. I'll show you guys. Check it out. Headed with cargo, food, everything to the International Space Station. Launched from Kazakhstan. Look for the site to show you guys where it has people. They want people to report NASA and everything. They want people to report Aurora Borealis. NASA, sun, and space right here. So the Solar Dynamic Observatory, this is the SDO from NASA, captured the flare. This is the one from yesterday. So this is what I'm talking about right here. That's what we're looking at in the telescope, right? In the Seestar right now. So this right here, because that sunspot came back around, that caused the northern lights. That's it. Intense. So, I mean, this is big. This is big, guys. And that's the one we're looking at. I'm sorry that my Seestar scope, it's a little blurry. I'm never going to put it out there again. I don't like, because it's getting blocked by, once it's too close to another building, it starts getting a little bit blurry. So it's not as crisp, the image for you guys. But that one right there, that's the one we're seeing. Yep. Right there. Crazy. Crazy stuff. Thank you for joining the stream, guys. I am going to continue monitoring space weather and these space events. This is insane. Look at these solar flares, guys. Thank you for your contributions, your support today, donations. I'm going to use it to get a scope where I can see stuff like this. I want to be able to live stream 2 telescopes at once. A dedicated solar scope. Thanks, guys. Oh, yeah. Straight from NASA. Look at that. John, yes. Can the solar storm produce multiple flares? Yes. So the ones that they mentioned from May 7th through 11th during that time of northern lights, they said multiple strong solar flares. And it was 7 coronal mass ejections directed towards Earth. And out of a lot of those solar flares, they said were one of the most powerful types, are known as X-class flares. So peak activity for the sun right now. But yeah, they mentioned it's multiple strong solar flares. In particular, they're mentioning that when it's like simultaneous flares and so many, several at the same time, sometimes it's rare. Like this stuff is not, you don't see this every day. And you know, John, now that you mention it, because I'm going back to, let me see, let me show you. Let me show all of you. So when I go back to these sites here, oh, let me, you notice these are looping, but it's like several days, May, you know, what is it, 28, 29, 30. It's the prediction from May 28th until June 2nd. And it's just like, even if you notice one day, just one day, there's like multiple, like over a period of hours, right? You can see the 24-hour clock on there, and it's just like, it's tons of them. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let me move it a little bit. See it a little bit better there. Yeah, these models show like the activity is just kind of continuous and back to back, because wow, yeah, and it's like you can see the hours go by and it's like one after the other. Really neat stuff. Anyone imaging tonight? Curious. How's it looking for you guys out there? cloudy for a lot of you. Let's see if we can get 2 more votes. I'm curious. And I'm gonna do one more poll after this. No clear skies. Okay, the majority of you cannot because you don't have clear skies. Man, some of you can though. Yes, Jack, if you can find that comment I was talking about earlier, comment Atlas Chinsan. I was looking at it on my Seestar the other day too. I want to go do a live stream of that too. Yep, had an earthquake right while we were live streaming. This is crazy. Thanks, guys. I'm signing off. It's I've got a very blurry sun because I shouldn't have put it in that location because I never do that, but I'll make sure not to do that again. It's yeah, that's all right. The sun in real time live through telescope, but I've got a bad spot where I placed it in. As soon as something is in the way, it's just not going to focus as well on the sun. Thanks, guys, for joining.